All right, what's up, people? It's another day again on my channel, Chat with Precious Jewels. I think it's about 2 weeks since I last posted. All right, and we're going to look at what the market is showing to us. Let me kick this straight up by starting with the XY. So, like I always tell you guys, the XY is the dollar strength against all pairs. So it basically shows the strength of the dollar against the Japanese yen, against the euros, the Great Britain pounds, the Swiss, the Canadian dollar. So I'm going to go straight to the weekly time frame, or if you want to get the top-down analysis, all right, so I think I did miss something. So I'm going to talk about my whole trading style. So my trading style is based off of top-down analysis, basically analyzing the Forex market pair or any financial instrument all the way from the monthly time frame, go back to the weekly time frame, the daily time frame, and then get entries on your 4 hours. So that's basically how I look at the market. So I'm just going to kick off from the weekly time frame. All right. So if you want to get the previous analysis, I think you have to go to my previous videos to look at it. So on the weekly time frame for the dollar, coming, let me hide these stuff. I'm seeing you guys. Right, to hide stuff. Good. So on the weekly time frame on the XY, it's basically showing the dollar declining. So for some weeks now, even months, the dollar has been declining, 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 declining. Shows the weakness of the dollar. Maybe we can see the lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. All right, so on my previous video, I'll go back to daily time frame. All right, on my previous video, we did have price. All right, so on my previous video, that's last week, so we did have price trading at this bar here. So basically, price was stalling around here, and I was like, there are two things that are going to happen. Either price comes down here and shoots back up, or we see price, stalling for a moment around here and then breaking down. And the following week, you can see price shooting down, come back up for some kind of a retest. You might not call it retest, or you might do call it, looking for volatility, blah, blah, blah. And then price comes back down again, basically confirming to us that the top-down analysis is the perfect way to analyze any financial instrument. And now I can see price trading below this bar. So with that being said, I expect the XY to hit 96.000 and continue its downward movement to probably 92, 94, or 90. So our first level target for the XY is 96.00, and subsequently we might have other targets below. But it's something I did notice on the XY. So if I go over to the weekly time frame, all right, I could see something as clear as day. So before now, I was making analysis, and then I did observe did the XY kind of like have, a trend line. All right, that might stop the further movement to the downside. All right, gotcha. All right, good. So this trend line, I mean, takes us all the way to 2011. So this trend line could be a reason for the XY not probably going to, not probably getting to 92 flat or 90 flat. This trend line it's active, it's a strong one. It dates far back to 2011. So we might see price coming in here, probably push up back to this zone here before heading back down, or we might see price just ignoring everything here and then just pushing down for coming back here for retest. And then, but either ways, we've got a strong level here to actually observe. It's a level that we've got to observe pretty well. So with that being said, I can tell you for a fact that the XY, our next target for the XY is 96 flat. So that's here. So I go straight up to the Euro USD. So matter of fact, I do have I've got some trades on the Euro USD. Got some trades on Euro USD. I won't start all the way to start analyzing this pair because I did that in my sorry, I did that in my previous videos. So I'm just gonna start up from the weekly time frame and then just heat over to the daily time frame. So on the weekly time frame, same as the XY, which is the opposite or the inverse of the XY. So basically, all I'm trying to say here is that Euro USD is the inverse of the XY. Now you can look at it again and again and again. You see that they're basically just the opposite of each other. So if the XY is falling, best believe the Euro USD is going to rise. So actually on the Euro USD now, I'm long on the Euro USD. I'm also long on GBP USD. All right, so basically on the Euro USD, we can see the characteristics of an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. All I'm trying to do is just pinpoint, you know, the characteristics of an uptrend. So I'm just trying to look at, all right, what am I seeing in this market? What's the trend like? Is it an uptrend or a downtrend? And from what we can see here, it's an uptrend. I won't go deep to details when it comes to the top analysis of this particular pair because I did that in my previous video. You've got to watch a previous video to get, a hang of everything. So I go straight to my daily time frame. All right, so this is the daily time frame. And, last 2 weeks, if you check my previous video, I was like, you know, price to get to this point, previous point was here. So price it gets here, and this place is more like a profit-taking zone. Why do I say that? Because if you draw our fee from swing low to, swing high. So this was it. This was it. All right. So from swing low to swing high. So I said to myself, the price is going to play around here a little bit because this is the zero retracement level. I mean, look at it very clearly. So this is the zero retracement level. So all I did say to myself was that price is going to come around here and then play a little bit, just a little. We might see price falling back down, or might see price, just playing a little bit here before kicking back up because this is a strong level where profits actually be taken out. And what did we see playing? For some days, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's probably just 2 weeks of data. We did see price just stalling around here, just stalling, 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 and then boom, we had this big movement to the upside. So around here, I did have a trade. Around here, I did have a trade that's buy trade for the Euro USD. So I go over to our 4 hours time frame. I won't really get into nitty-gritty of how I did enter this stuff. But if you want to learn more about it, you just have to keep watching my videos or you contact me, and so basically I did have a trade around here. So I did see this bullish engulfing candle, boom, and I was like, all right, bam, this is the point, it's the time. Did have a trade around here and I'm longing the Euro USD, right? So I'm longing the Euro USD. So my overall target is to my blue zone up here. That's my overall target. My blue zone up there. My stop loss quite wide a little bit, just quite wide a little bit. So this is basically 1 to 3 weeks to reward. Uh, or you can basically probably, just set your stop loss around here below, this touch here, but that's quite risky. Our first take profit is going to be the 1.9000. That's our first TP. And then subsequently, if price breaks this 1.9 flats, we should have price coming to our blue zone here. So that's my analysis on the Euro USD. Let's go straight up to GBP USD. So on the GPUSD, like I said, my subsequent video, my previous video, how am I always making this mistake when it comes to subsequent and previously? Like I said, my previous video, I've got basically the whole top analysis from the monthly to the weekly to the daily. So just do yourself a favor to see the previous videos. So on our weekly time frame for the GBPUSD, I'm also long on GBPUSD. All right. So like I said, just look at the trend. What you're seeing is an uptrend or a downtrend. And what we can see here, it's basically an uptrend. We've got lows, we've got highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher. It's just continuously, all right? And then come over to the daily time frame. So my previous video, I did have a clear analysis of what I wanted on the GBP USD. So in my previous video, I think we did get to this point on GPUSD. Last 2 weeks, the GPUSD was quite ranging. We're in this ranging market when it comes to GPUSD. So we're ranging around here. So we just had price compare, goes down, comes here, goes down, comes here. So price literally was moving nowhere. So I basically boxed this thing and I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, two things are gonna happen. Either we go down here or we go up. So if we go down, I'm not looking for nothing. But if we go up, then for sale, I'm going to be looking for my longs. Right. So and then another confluence was that I had a feed from here, to this point. I'm like, okay, probably what price is trying to do right here is come touch this place here. The price want to come touch my 50, 60 level and then push all the way back. But we can only, try to analyze what we see. We can't say for certain that's what's going to happen, but just analyze what we see. And then if price goes according to our plan, then we good. And what did we see? We did see price coming down here, stalling a little bit, and then with this big bullish engulfing can I couldn't see no entries in here because if I did that, that'd been premature. And besides that, we had this bar here. And I was like, okay, fine. If price really wants to go up, it should come break this bar here. I mean, this bar needs to be broken for price to head up here. Like, if price breaks here, then I'm into this trade. I'm in this trade. So I go back to my 4 hour time frame. And I mean, it's clear as day on 4 hour time frame. So I had this break here. Or this break, I mean, it signify my entry. So I've got long positions on the GU. Sorry. So I've got long positions. I thought my stuff stopped recording. Jeez. It's terrible when you recording the video and then just stops. It's quite bad. So I've got long positions on GU up until this bar here. But then my stop loss, it's kind of tight. Normally my stop loss should come below here. So I've got different accounts and I've got different ways of managing my trade. So I've got a stop loss around here, and I won't go about everything here, but this is it. So our first TP is going to be here. So this is our first TP here. So this is our first TP. Before we go over to my blue bar, that's our second TP. So watch the GU. Watch the GU. So first TP, like I said, is here. So this is our first TP. This point. Then before we go over to the blue bar. So I'll be holding this trade. I'm gonna be holding this bad boy. So let's go over to the USD card. It's a pair that I've not really done analysis on. So I'm going to start all the way from the monthly time frame. So I'm going to start from the monthly time frame. So on the USD card. So mind you, the blue bars here are my major zones. I don't play with these zones. These zones are not to be touched. They're quite important. Not quite, they're really, really important when it comes to my trading style. And then these green bars are more like minor zones and basically profit taking levels. You can call them demand zone, supply zone, blah blah blah, resistance, support, but that's it. So on a monthly time frame, when it comes to the USD card, I can see price stalling here, price comes down again, stalls in V zone, comes down. And again, the same thing here, though we did have a break to the upside. And I think one, two, three, four, 4 months we traded up above the zone. The next thing happened, the next thing we're seeing is this big bearish engulfing candle to the downside, engulfing this, and this. But we've got one big bearish engulfing candle engulfing four candles here. That tells us something. It tells us there's a bearish momentum in the market. It tells us sellers are quite active in the market. And with that being that, I'm like, okay, probably that's a change of trend. That looks more like a change of trend when it comes to the monthly time frame. So the monthly time frame, I did look for the trend. And what's the trend like? All right, from what I'm seeing, we're in an uptrend, but then having this bearish engulfing candle come inside the zone and then closing beneath the zone shows that sellers are active, and it's more of a change of trend. And also, we've got a trend line from this place. Boom. So with this trend, and I'm like, okay. Uh, it looks like a change of trend. And mind you, we've had price come here, goes up, wicks down, goes up again, comes down, goes up again, comes down. So this bar is acting as a strong resistance to price. So we're actually in a downtrend when it comes to USD card. And bear in mind, the USD is actually weak. So every base currency for the USD, we're gonna be selling, we're gonna be shorting. So then I go over to the weekly time frame. So on my weekly time frame, where's my trend line coming? So this trend line dates far back, July, or probably I think it's June 2021. So what is trend line? It's an old trend line. So this is it. All right. So this is our trend line. And then we had this break here. Well, let's come back. Let's come back to our weekly. So this is what we're looking at here, our weekly time frame. So on our weekly time frame, sorry about that, we can see the trend. Then we had a high here, we had a low here, lower high, okay, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and we should form a lower low. So I'm like, all right, good. This is it. So that's a trend on our weekly time frame. So our weekly and a monthly says downtrend. So we should be looking for shorts in the USD card. All right. And then if you look back for the trend line, all right, if you look back for the trend line, so it's more like break and retest situation happen around here. So a break and retest, that's what we're seeing around here. It's break and retest. Come over to the daily time frame. That's the immediate time frame. It's more like a break and then a retest very clearly. So we did have break and we had the retest and we're pushing back down. This is just simple as it's quite simple. So at the point at the time I'm recording this video, I've got a sell trade on the USD card. Got a sell trade on the USD card. So our next point of targets for the USD card is 1.34165. So that's the next point for the USD card. 1.34165. And then if we succeed in breaking her, we should see the USD card heading to 1.29988. And also to affirm or to confirm, this target, we have our fib level, and our 1.34165 corresponds with our fib level here, 0.26. I want to go over the whole entries because it's quite personal, but I've got a short position. All right. So basically, it's just like a break, retest, and then I'm shorting. So that's it on the USD card. So we should expect the USD card to fall down to this point here, and then subsequently here. If we have any hiccups, I'll come in my next video to talk about it. Then let's go to the USD my favorite pair, but for some reasons it's been acting up. Has been acting up. Well. All right. It's quite lovely. It's quite lovely, So, as you remember, I had sell positions and the USGPY held this trade for like 3 weeks, and I had to just, cut my losses short somewhere around here. Although my stop losses were quite above, but I did cut short my losses because 10 trade were, incurring so many fees on me. And I was like, yo, what the fuck am I holding this trade if I've got so many um fees being incurred on a pair that's just basically consolidating? So I did cut shorts my losing trade. Because at that point, 10 trades were like, this guys were basically eating me up, honestly. And then with the whole the XY moving down and the UJ is just consolidating, I'm like, yo, what the fuck's happened here? Pardon my French. So I did close my USJPY and I'm like, all right, good. So if this pair really wants to fall, all right, if you really want to fall, that's fine. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna wait. So right now on the UJ, I'm basically waiting for this pair of price to break this level. So let's go out to our 4 hour time frame. So I'm basically waiting for the UJ to break this level. If we break and then if we break this level and we stay below this level, I'll be looking for entries. I'll be looking for entries, entries. And I'm going to hold this trade till this point here. So, but for now, I can't say nothing because every time the EJ decides to fall, always stopping around here, always stopping, always stopping. So I'm gonna watch this pair. I'm gonna watch it clearly. I think I've got to mark here. So might come down here and then push it back. All right, so I'm gonna watch this pair closely. I'm gonna watch it closely. But best believe if we do break here, our next point of target is 140.268. If we do break here, if we stay below here, break and then stay below, this is our next, target for the Eugene. And then overall heading down for Eugene. That's if we only break here, then we're heading down, of course. That's on the UJ. All right, so what again do I have to analyze? Okay, I had this US oil stock, but now the US oil is acting up, so we've got to leave it to leave it. BTC. Okay, maybe next time analyze this pair. Yeah, some P500. I need to analyze this. I need to go. This video is becoming quite longer than expected, so I'm going to, cut the video now. I thank you for staying to the end of my video. I hope you did get maybe not too much information, but just analysis of USD pairs and what to expect this week and following week as well. So I want to thank you for staying to the end of this video, and I promise you, keep on following my videos, keep on watching, subscribe, turn on notification, and you get the best of information. Not just any kind of information, but information that's going to change the trend, information that's going to help your trend in the long term. So thank you so much. This is Charles Precious Julius, and bye-bye.